Kirito and Asuna playing a zombie survival game? You got it! Crossover between SAO and Mahoka? It's right here. Asuna opens a new restaurant? Most delicious thing ever. A total of 9 Sword Art Online stories! Welcome SAO survivors, and let's have a look into Sword Art Online If official novel anthology that's out on November 10 in Japan and hopefully can be licensed in the future by Yen Press for an English translation. Unless you've been living under a rock, you already know SAO If official novel anthology is one of the new 4 SAO spin-off books that we are receiving recently, the first of them in fact in terms of release order. And it is the most unique one, so to say. Due to a bit of an obvious naming conflict, the first thing to clarify is that the SAO If anthology has nothing to do with Sword Art Online Integral Factor. The book consists of 9 spin-off stories written by different authors as what-if scenarios. There are multiple stories that revolve around the main cast SAO crew, but there are also others that are completely original creations from renowned authors from their own respective fields, including a story by Reki Kawahara himself, the author of the SAO series. Now, let's start with the stories, shall we? SAO If Pitohui was dragged into the SAO incident is written by Sixawa Keiichi with the illustrations from Kuroboshi Kohaku, our usual alternative Gun Gale Online combo here. For those of you who are familiar with AGGO, Pitohui is one of those people who missed out on the launch of SAO and has regretted that fact ever since. This alternate story by Sixawa Keiichi takes us to a different timeline where Pitohui was in fact able to take part in the death game and talks to Len about the true realities of SAO alongside her adventures within. Our second story takes us back to our main hero and heroine duo, Kirito and Asuna, but before that we head to space once more. Honkai Star Rail, the multi-platform space fantasy RPG from HoYoverse, a regular sponsor of the channel, is launching its version 1.5 update on PlayStation 5, PC and mobile devices. With over 80 million downloads, it's always a good time to take your place in this ever-growing space epic with over 30 unique and charming characters. With the 1.5 update, 2 new limited 5-star characters will be available. Huohuo, the cute, adorable, easily frightened and delicate girl who possesses a bright, sentient tail with a mind of its own. This cute little fright ball is a wind-type support character on the path of abundance. She can provide attack and energy buffs to teammates as well as being able to restore their health. In contrast, we have the knight in shining armor, Argenti. This chivalrous man is a true silent gentleman for good reason it seems, because nobody is capable of stifling their laughter when he speaks and reveals his aloof nature. He is a physical type character on the path of erudition, focusing on AoE attacks. Don't be fooled by the roses swirling around on the battlefield though, as his silent spear is there to pierce all your enemies. In version 1.5 update, you'll also be going on ghost-busting missions with Gui Nai-Fen and Huohuo, experience an all-new map in Xianzou's new story, try out the 4-star character Hanya, see the return of Silverwolf, a popular member of the Stellaron Hunters, and 10 free pulls via a 7-day login bonus that you can use to draw for Huohuo and Argenti. Use the link in the description to jump into the space epic, and if you use these codes, you'll have 50 additional Stellar Jade each to help you on your journey. Thank you very much to Honkai Star Rail for sponsoring this video, and let's take our train ride from space back to a zombie survival game. Yeah, you didn't hear me wrong the first time or the second time. If Kirito and Asuna Were to Play a Zombie Game is written by Ko Sakamoto, the author of I May Be a Guild Receptionist but I'll Solo Any Boss to Clock Out on Time, and it's illustrated by Almik, the illustrator of Koi wa Futago de Warikirenai. 2 first-timers for the SAO series helming a story about Kirito and Asuna playing a zombie survival game together. Can't wait for those wholesome moments where Kirito will have to protect Asuna, or, you know, I'll also take Asuna slapping some sense into Kirito's shenanigans from a different author's perspective. Dream Game Crossover, written by Sato Tsutomu and illustrated by Ishida Kana, is not really a new story per se, but it's the first time this story is serialized in an actual book. This is a spin-off crossover side story between Sword Art Online and Mahoka, aka the Irregular at Magic High School, that was published in Dengeki Bunko magazine in 2014. We actually have a fan translation for it at Dreadful Decoding, so if you wanna read that, the link will be in the description, but having an official book release is always great for preservation purposes. Our fourth story in Sword Art Online IF Anthology is Death Game Elimination, and is written by Sudo Ren, the author of the upcoming teased Sword Art Online Alternative Gambler's Honor spin-off, who is also the author of Tobakushi wa Inoranai, Gamblers Do Not Pray, and is illustrated by Hoshikawa Shiwasu, the mangaka of Bungo Stray Dogs Beast manga adaptation. That's all the information we got, to be honest, aside from finding the art style of the illustrator really captivating. We'll have to wait and see what this story gives us. The fifth SAO IF story is Great Detective Koyomi and the Speckled Cat. The story is written by Watase Soichiro and illustrated by Ginta, that is our SAO alternative Clover's Regret combo right there. So it's not surprising that we're getting a detective-y story with this one. We're going back to the domain of Watase Soichiro here. The story will be taking place in the same setting as Clover's Regret, the famed Asuka Empire that you may have heard a thing or two from Yuki back in Mother's Rosario, or even experienced a taste of it in Sister's Prayer. At the Children's Steps takes us back to our main cast in Alo with a twist, written by Takano Koroku, who is the author behind numerous manga, more notably part of Reiki's new series Demon's Crest's webtoon adaptation, and Rin, the illustrator of Eromanga Sensei manga, will take us back to Alo, where Kirito is very much small, the main descriptor here, so clearly we'll be having some hijinks going on with this one. Shilika and the Ghost Girl, How Do I Break This Curse, is written by Makino Keisuke, the author of Tsukito Laika to Nosferatu, and illustrated by Kare from the same series, so another combo who work regularly together. For this one, we're going all the way back into SAO as Shilika gets entangled in a quest with Momo the Ghost Girl. Good thing Shilika does not have a phobia of ghosts like Asuna does, or this one may have just turned quite ugly early on. Our eighth story in SAO IF Anthology is a story about Kirito's role if Asuna opened a restaurant. that title is quite mouthful, by YA, the author of the upcoming SAO alternative Gourmet Seekers, also illustrated by Nagahama Megumi, same from Gourmet Seekers. This is bound to be a little fun story with Kirito and Asuna to accompany the upcoming Cooking spin-off with the brand new cast, so definitely something interesting to look into. For reference, Gourmet Seekers is coming a week later on November 17. Last but not least, a return to the SAO Cakeverse with the next chapter, SAO If You Can Smile. It's an alternate alicization timeline by Kawarareki himself, where Yu-Gi-Oh! Does not die. For now. Yet. Back during their time at the academy, Rayos and Humbert get bitten by a poisonous crab, leading to Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh! Finishing the academy without issues and becoming actual Integrity Knights. While it is a silly take on the adventure, it's very much a fan favorite among the fans, as well as thanks to the premises it allows. Naturally, If You Can Smile is illustrated by Abeshi. But that should cover all you can expect from Sword Art Online IF official novel anthology. I'll have more book related content soon, hopefully. I keep saying that to myself, so stay tuned and hit that subscribe and bell buttons. Oh right, I'll be updating the prices of channel merch like Lens Squad or The First Day at the end of this week, so you may want to check them out if you haven't already. Also, check out these videos on the screen if you haven't. It helps them show up in YouTube recommendations, thus helping the channel immensely. A huge thanks to all my channel members and patrons as usual, and as always, stay cool. Our fourth story in Sword Art Online Integral... I actually went with Integral Factor. Who is also the author of Tobakushi wa Inoranai. God damn it, it's Inoranai.